you are and go into a land that I will show you. He told Abraham that he had to go to a new place. That he gave Abraham a vision that was passed down from one generation to the next generation. And it started with Abraham being told to leave where you are and go to a new place. He told Abraham he must go forward. I come today to remind you, Carneghan, that God has spoken to us that we must go forward. We must leave where we are and go to where God will lead us. God spoke from one generation to the next generation. He spoke from Abraham and he spoke to Jacob. Jacob passed to Isaac, and Abraham passed to Isaac, and Isaac passed to Jacob. From one generation to the next. Similarly, God has come. He's spoken to generation past of Carneghan Emanuel Baptist Church. He spoke years ago to a Lennox Loxton Sr. He spoke years ago to a Robert Loxton Sr. He spoke to a Charlotte and a Dave Washington. He spoke to a DeVillis, Amanda and Chester DeVillis. He spoke to a Joe Bryan and to a Lula Loxton. He spoke to generation past. And God spoke to the Lulas and to the Roberts and to all our forefathers. He told them, I'm going to take you somewhere. And each generation came. They came with a vision of tomorrow. But when Lennox Loxton Sr. was living, he saw Carneghan not where it was, but he peeped over their horizon. He saw that there was going to be a better day down the road. When he spoke to your grandmother, Lula, he spoke to her and told her there was going to be a better day tomorrow. I dare say that God probably has spoken to even the seniors of this church, to the Sister Catherine Loxton, to the Deacon Campbells of the world, and to the Sister Barbara Smith. God has spoken to her and to them and told them what he's told me. That where we are is not where God wants us to be. God wants us to go forward. God is speaking to us today and telling us we must continue to dream that he planted in our forefathers, that he planted in our fathers, and to our fathers' fathers, and to our mothers, and to our mothers' mothers. That he's been speaking to Carneghan for more than 130 years. That there is a brighter tomorrow. There was nothing wrong when he spoke to Abraham about the place where he was. There was nothing wrong with where Abraham chose Isaac and Jacob were. But the problem was, it was not where God wanted them to be. There's nothing wrong with Carneghan right now. God has blessed us where we are today. Look at the vision that has unfolded. When Lula Loxton was here, when Lennox Sr. was here, this was not here. God, that I got in my mind, I imagine that they saw of this kind of a congregation, this kind of building. They saw a vision, and we're here today, and we are blessed to have one of the best sanctuaries in the county. We have one of the largest parking lots in the county. There's nothing wrong with where we are. The only thing is God's saying there's more. God's saying that there is a greater tomorrow, and we've got to continue to move forward. We find that the vision was passed from Abraham to Isaac, Isaac to Jacob. Then it found its way upon a young man named Joseph. And Joseph found himself in the land of Egypt. And Joseph went through some difficult times for a season. No doubt, Pastor Washington went through some difficult times. And to cause us to be where we are today, somebody sacrificed by the name of Joe Bryan to get us where we are today. Somebody sacrificed by the name of Lennox to get us where we are today. After a period of time, the vision began to unfold. And now we are in a air-conditioned building. Now we're sitting on cushioned seats. That was always the case. Look how far God has brought us. And we find that Joseph got in the land of Egypt. After his difficult time, he found himself in a great position. He found himself promoted to number 2 in the land of Egypt. He found himself living in a big house on top of the hill. Had himself a beautiful wife and a beautiful family. He found himself having every of Adam. He began to sit down on the stool of do nothing. He became complacent in where he was. He became satisfied with what great blessing God had given him. And he thought that he finally arrived. He thought that he was in his promised land. We got to be careful, church. We don't mistake the blessing that God has given us for our promised land, not realizing that there's more over the horizon. We've got to realize that the blessings we have today are only a down payment on what He has for us tomorrow. It's great that you got the job you got, young Lula, but God has more for you down the road. Cassandra, your journey has not ended. You got to keep pressing for the mark of the high calling. God has blessed your heart, but I believe God has more for you as He has for each and every one of us. We cannot become complacent. We cannot become at ease in Zion as Joseph was. Because Joseph and his family became at ease in Zion. God had to come and shake things up. Where Joseph was at the top, so highly respected. They say a Pharaoh rose that did not know Joseph, that did not remember Joseph. And all of the blessing that God gave him was taken away. Simply because they did not remember that Egypt was not the promised land. They did not remember that they must continue to move forward. Carneghan, don't let God curse us. Don't let God come and take things from us because we can't see the vision for a better tomorrow. Because we can't see the more that God has for us personally as well as a body of baptized believers. Never be content with where you are. I am not content